What's up, everyone? This is Destroyer229, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4 Golden. Last time, we went on our ski trip, our last big hurrah with our friends, and after a little bit of a mishap, we were brought by Margaret to the Hollow Forest, the place where Marie currently resides. We took a day to just kind of evaluate everything, see if everything is on the up and up, and to get properly prepared. And today, we need to go in and save her. We don't know how long the Hollow Forest will be available, so we need to go and rescue her today. In this episode, we're going to be doing exactly that, but I do want to show off just a few things that might not be immediately apparent. Yes, we do only have today to get through the Hollow Forest, but it's not as though we are trapped here. If we go all the way to the TV, we can go to a few different places. We can go to Junes's TV, which will bring us to our regular spot where we go for regular dungeon exploration. If you need to go and do additional grinding, that is your way to do that. That way you're not stuck in the Hollow Forest doing that. And trust me, if you need to do grinding, don't use the Hollow Forest. We'll get into that very briefly. But this is also an opportunity for us to go shopping. So if we need to get any sort of health recovery, status recovery items, or if we need to sell stuff and get additional armor and weapons from Daidara, we have that option available to us. Again, those things specifically for the Hollow Forest aren't really going to be helpful. But if you are planning on doing any additional grinding, they are available to you for that use. And they would be available and helpful if you do need to get some additional grinding in. However, we are not going to need that, because we are entering the Hollow Forest. So, yeah. Rise is very correct. We have no items. We have no money. We have no real equipment, but some new odd ones. The strange sword, for us. It won't leave you as if it is part of your body now. Yosuke has strange daggers, Chie has strange greaves, fan, shield, firearm, and claw. We also have various armors of the White Joe, or Joe, I guess. Offers 0 protective bonuses whatsoever. And that is true for everyone. Same thing with the accessories. We have the parting stones, which do offer a minor benefit. It recovers 8 SP for each turn, and everyone has this. This is going to be one of the few ways that we can get SP recovery, because oh dear god, is it going to be a major problem here. And not just with the lack of our items. And then also, we don't have any of our other costumes, so I can't really do any of those changes. Not that I really would, because this is the only new dungeon in the game, and even if it didn't have that restriction, I would have just had everyone in their default outfits anyway. Thankfully, we do still have our personas. We still have our various levels, and everyone also has their various stats and skills on their various personas. So everything that is a part of a person's self, their levels, their personas, that all remains the same. But external forces, those have all been removed. Now, they're not gone forever. If you do leave the Hollow Forest, you get all of your stuff back. In addition, all this stuff here is essentially treated as a second inventory. We can leave and come back, and we should get the same stuff that we have gotten throughout our various time here in the Hollow Forest. You'll also notice there's a distinct lack of shadows here. There are no shadows that appear in the overworld. Instead, we have these Magatamas. And this is where the battles come in.
The enemy's weak to darkness. It's doomed.
So, we don't need to worry about ambushes or anything like that. That does also, unfortunately, mean that we cannot get an initiative off on them. But we do have the Lying Haveleries,
Don't give up. Try
which are
using
weak to
darkness on
every source of magic, courtesy of Risei's 3rd tier skill. So yes, we will be able to have everything that we can analyze from these enemies. However, there are other problems associated with this. I don't really have any. I guess Lakshmi? Or Arhabaki. Arhabaki having repel physical would be nice, but Arhabaki also, well, it has Mahama on. But you know what? I'll just switch over to Lakshmi.
3 of them. Don't give up now, okay?
And then hit him with the Mabufu dies. So yeah, like I said, there isn't really a whole lot that we can do.
Ready? Places, everyone.
And thankfully, we do still have all of our different bonuses. Again, every skill, every bonus we have, that is all available. And we also still get shuffle time, which should come in handy. Let's go ahead and do that. Maybe... well, that doesn't really help. Fine, we'll just take Thor. So we do get a bunch of stuff. This is also the only way, well, I mean, I guess not really only, but the main way that we'll be able to get items. Experience is going to be crap, so don't even bother, especially with limited enemies. But we do have Sento Seeds and a Firebreaker. You also see what happened to our SP. So yes, after the end of every battle, your current SP is cut in half. So if you have 200 SP remaining, at the end of the battle, you will have 100 left. This is where the accessories can come in handy, because if you need to just kind of get some SP back, you can always just guard. But then you have the problem of HP recovery. So unless the persona has a passive regenerative ability, it's going to be difficult to really try to balance the two. So that is going to be a major problem. But we do have two items that we got. The Sento Seeds, which do recover 20 SP, and a Firebreaker, which basically acts as a break skill. Word to the wise, hold on to those break items. You're gonna need them. This is coming from someone who absolutely never uses break skills. And we get a lightning bell, which I believe, yeah, 58 points of electric damage. It's a similar to the different other type of damage skills that we've done in the past. But again, break items, hold on to those. Even from someone who never uses them, you're gonna need them. You're gonna need them a lot later on, but you're gonna need them. Okay, so now we have the Wheeled Bambino and the Spectral Raven.
This one's very weak against
Ravens
electricity.
are, thankfully a lot of these enemies have just a ton of weaknesses, but the main point of the dungeon isn't necessarily difficult enemies. It's resource management. A lot of what the game is trying to test you with this dungeon is how effectively can you manage your resources. Especially since they deplete very quickly. We also have the Wheeled Bambino, which is weak to Ice, Electric, Light, and Dark. I wish I could switch to Arhabaki. But let's go ahead. We'll use Bufula on you. Thankfully with Chie,
Right on,
Chie doesn't really need her SP for a whole lot.
3 of them. Don't give up now, okay?
And thankfully, Naoto's other Invigorate skills also stack, so she's also pretty good.
Persona!
So that's at least another good... Ah, jeez. That's at least another good thing. Just having these different bonuses. Yukiko doesn't really have a whole lot. I guess I can use Mudun, though.
It's over.
But yeah, I mean, that is also the other thing. You can't cheese it with items. You can't cheese it with a lot of different stuff that you may be accustomed to, especially with how well you've done and how much you've accumulated to this point in the game. So we can use Shuffle Time to kind of help out if we need to. Not really a whole lot that we can realistically do, so I'm just gonna go with the HP SP recovery. And hey, Lifestone. I honestly don't know if the effect of the cups happens before or after when it comes to the SP drain. I'm not entirely sure on that. Now granted, we do have some passive effects that Rise can bestow on us. So, thankfully, if we do need to get some HP or SP recovery, we do still have her to help out with that. But thankfully, there are other things that we can get, like the Grief Stone. So the Grief Stone is an improvement on the Parting Stone and recovers 12 SP for each turn. So that is effectively how we're going to be able to stay ahead of our SP recovery drain, is by steadily getting these different items. Thankfully, not every gate has a shadow. Some of them just function identically to doors. So, thankfully we don't need to worry about that too much, but it will behoove us to try to get as much stuff as possible, like the Sento Petals, which recover 50 SP to all allies. So it's a Snuff Soul that's multi-target. Really nice. Mostly you're gonna want these for battles and to prep up for boss fights though. Oh boy.
So that one's
The
weak to
Praying
darkness.
Nyogo.
Don't give up.
Weak to
Try
fire,
using
wind, light, and dark.
darkness
God, I just need to switch to Arahabaki and I can just go to town on these guys.
on it. Someone finish it off. 4 enemies left. Don't give up.
Okay, let's go ahead. Megadola is a little bit overkill. Oh, they have dodge physical. Cool. Yeah, that's the other problem when trying to use physical skills and not your SP using skills. That's just because they aren't weak to physical. And some can even just bypass it very quickly. Ooh, that did a lot. Okay, let's go ahead and switch on over to Arahabaki. And hit them with the Mahama-on. Okay, and we get some more break skills, or break items. Well, I mean, we can always ask Rise for help if we need to. And now we got a
That
golem.
enemy's weak to wind. Blow him away.
The Calm Machine.
Electricity should do the trick.
And this is also what I mean by the game really doesn't want you to use physical skills. Because look at all this. Although that Makara Karn is a bit worrying. So let's go ahead, we'll hit it with a Bufula.
Enemy down.
It also just has a crap ton of HP. So I'm not entirely sure if it's impossible to just run away from the battles.
Okay, Chie.
I would assume that it wouldn't. It either just you can't or the door doesn't stay open if you do. Not entirely sure though.
Enemy down.
At the very least though, Almighty seems to work pretty well. We got that going for us. I haven't mentioned anything in the background yet. Almost feel like I might want to do that. Also, Hermit's completely useless in this dungeon. But we also get a Grief Stone and a Pain Stone. So, what are these new stones that we got? So the Pain Stone is not as good as the Grief one. That one only recovers 10 SP, but is better than nothing. So we'll go ahead, we'll give Yukiko a Grief Stone, and then Naoto can have the Pain Stone. Again, Chie does not really need a whole lot of SP, and there's an item over there. Oh, thank goodness, didn't trigger a battle. But there is a Sacred Branch. The Sacred Branch is a go home. So if we really need to get out, we can do that. Again, I'm not entirely sure when it comes to recovery, the best way to do that. There is still the fox. So if we really do need to leave and just recover our SP, we do have the fox that we can return to for that. And now we have regular shadows that are appearing now. So now not only do we need to worry about that, I honestly forgot that there was regular shadows. I honestly thought it was just through the doors. My bad. But yes, we do have regular shadows that are now here as well. But you can see that a lot of this dungeon is based off of Marie's memories. We have the memories at Junes, where we hung out, as well as where she met a lot of our different friends. There's some roads that you can see that are clearly from different roads that we have through Inaba. And let's go ahead and get the initiative on you.
Nice. There's an enemy.
And we have ourselves the Reverend tables.
Let's see. This enemy's weak to fire.
Okay, so our Habaki's not going to be super great, so let's switch on over to Lakshmi.
Try this. 3 enemies.
Granted, it may not necessarily be the worst idea if you wanted to switch out to specific personas that maybe don't drain as much SP. But that is a choice that you can make in order to manage what it is that you're trying to do. Okay, that's fine. We don't get money in this dungeon anyway. So we'll do that, we'll do that. Man. Can't really get anything with that. So that's a shame. That's fine, though. So we get some more SP recovery stuff. And for the chest key, we do actually get a chest key here. I don't remember if there are lock chests. I feel like there might be. And yeah, now it seems as though this is just a regular, basically dungeon floor. Now, granted, like, it's not doesn't really take too much to take out these enemies, so as long as you have enough SP regeneration to just be... Oh, wow, really? It saw us? As long as we have enough SP regeneration to essentially, like, be able to kill them in a single hit or so with our spells, eventually it will get to a point... Oh, boy. I'll just continue my train of thought. It'll get to the point where it won't really matter about the SP recovery. The only things we'll really need to be worried about are more battles of attrition, aka boss fights.
Let me do this.
So being able to just knock down these enemies helps out quite a bit. Okay, so if I hit them both with
Let's go.
Zeodyne, I think we're good.
Enemy down.
And thankfully, Naoto does have more SP recovery than other people because of her passive.
Are you ready?
So that does help out a lot for her because she's also going to be one to be able to target pretty much anyone. And can we finally get... no, but I'll certainly take that 5-cup. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I feel like it probably should have affected us a lot more than that. Yeah, 76. So yeah, I think it might just take the shuffle time bonus and then half the result of that. That's what it feels like at the very least. Okay, so it might just, I think the thing with it comes to visible shadows versus invisible shadows, that might just be on a floor-by-floor basis. Because I certainly know that that mechanic isn't just prevalent in the first floor. Been a bit since I played through this part, that's for sure. Now, of course, obviously there is the prospect of, oh, well, you can just avoid battles. That way you don't need to worry about the SP loss. But in all honesty, you're gonna want to get into as many fights as possible. Getting items is going to be your main way of being able to handle the threats up ahead. And chest items can only get you so far. So you're definitely going to want to just get into fights in order to be able to stock up to take on these threats.
Here comes the pick-me-up.
And of course, if you do get low enough, like I mentioned before, well, not quite through that, but sometimes Reset can just give you some passive SP boosts as well in order to help you out.
4 of them. You need to thin them out.
Won't always trigger, but if everyone is super low on SP, she's a lot more likely to get those sorts of bonuses off. Okay, so with that, honestly, Sun is really good here. Just, again, you don't need to worry about money because money doesn't drop in this dungeon. So these really bad cards that you would have normally, there's no downsides. It's just an automatic pick-me-up in terms of drawing more cards. It's really good. Okay, another Sacred Branch in case we need to get out of here. Which honestly sometimes isn't really a bad thing to just leave and come back. Like I said, sometimes you're just going to need to head on over to the Fox just to get back your SP that you lost. But at the very least, it also just gives you a chance to go back and save. So there's that too. Ooh! So I'll just have this just because we drew the card. Battles are also important, so then that way you can get Temperance cards. I am not sure there are a chest key or chest key equivalent that are in the dungeon. So if you're gonna want to open the rare chests, you're gonna need to fight enemies and hope you get a Temperance. But this one had a Sorrow Stone. So Sorrow Stone is just the next upgrade, 14 SP. Okay, so let's go ahead, give the Grief to Naoto, and then Chie can get the Pain Stone. Chie may not need a whole lot of SP, but she at least needs something if she wants to be able to use Bufula. There is another enemy over there, and I really don't need to fight him, but you know what, I'm gonna fight him. Not sure that was really worth it. Just because Yukiko is also running very low on SP. I'd have to wager a guess. say that these are just her poems that she used to write. They are her own true emotions. So, of course, that everything that she has, her frustration, her sorrow, her agony, she put it all in writing. And another one of these guys. Cool.
Electricity.
Thankfully, not really too bad.
Enemy down.
And thankfully, Almighty does a really good job at taking care of it.
Last one. Go for it.
So as long as we can just keep on getting our attacks off, and they don't miss,
Okay. Is everyone ready?
not really
Get
too
set.
big of a deal.
Ready to go. Go.
And yeah, like, ordinarily you'd expect me to kind of be freaking out by just the lack of SP that we really have. But as long as you are smart with your uses, and you just... Not really super helpful with any of these, so I'm just gonna use the Fool. As long as... Oh my god! Oh, that money up would be so good! That money up would be amazing! That's our first 10! I don't think a 10 works here! I don't think money works here! You know what? Testing. I don't think this will give us anything. Because I think it works on a multiplier. But let's see if it does. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. It does give us a pain stone, though. So that really sucks. Coin cards are also completely useless. That's the 10. I don't think... Yeah, because everyone else has grief, so unfortunately, that stone was not helpful. That battle was not helpful in the slightest. Cool. Oh god, new enemies!
There are 3 enemies. Don't get cocky.
The Snowfall Mushas.
It's a no-brainer.
And they
I'm sure
do
you'll
not
win.
have any weaknesses. Oh god. Aganyastras. I don't care if they resist physical, I'm going for the crit. Okay, well that didn't quite work as well as I would have liked. Megadola. That worked out beautifully. Okay. Go ahead and burning petals them. Thankfully they don't really have that much endurance.
I broke a sweat.
And another pain stone, cool. Life stones can be helpful though. I don't think I really need to use it at the moment. Thankfully, these enemies aren't really getting off any attacks. Alright, and what is in the chest? We have a... Oh, God. Oh, God!
Sweet. It's weak to physical attacks.
And everyone is poisoned!
Naoto-kun's
Harmonious Giant. Oh, God. Aganyastra!
Come on! Right on, Chie-senpai. You're doing...
Oh boy, this is gonna suck quite a bit. I don't have really anything to get rid of poison. Well, I guess I could always Salvation, but unfortunately,
Enemy down.
I take poison damage after every... Oh, jeez. After everything like that.
Persona!
Still, I'm gonna need to. This poison's going to be real bad news if I don't take care of it.
Just 2 left. Come on, this
Okay,
fight's not
and
over.
then Arahabaki does have physical skills. Actually,
It's weak to physical attacks.
yeah, they also have a lot of poison-based attacks. I'm just gonna Primal Force you. There we go! That's what I wanted to see!
Ready? Places, everyone. And action. Ready when you are. Yeah, go.
Alright. That is damage. Very much appreciated. And that still didn't take him out. God, these guys' endurance is insane. Okay, only 2 of us are poisoned. Thankfully, that didn't do a whole lot.
Poisoned.
Okay, let's maybe try a God's Hand. God, like, I wish I could see, like, their other stats, because their endurance is insane. Their agility also seems to be insane.
Good, Naoto-kun. Good. Keep it up.
I'm just gonna try to get rid of you. Okay, well, that didn't quite get rid of him. And all-out attack should do the trick, though.
Ready?
Jeez. I feel like this is equivalent to, like, red hands. Okay, well, Primal Force did pretty well. Oh, God. Grah!
Just what I'd expect, GA-senpai.
Okay, and now almost everyone is poisoned. Oh, good. GA stopped being poisoned. There we go. Okay, the single target ones are definitely the way to go about it. Primal Force did a lot, God's Hand did a lot. Jeez. I could really use a cup. I mostly need it for the HP recovery. That is not good. And Lovers is really bad. Okay, anything? That doesn't really help me. Really, I couldn't get the thing that I needed. Ooh, but we do get a Fire Joey. So the Fire Joeys gives us, doesn't increase our defense or anything, but will always give us a resistance to a specific ailment. In this case, fire. I do not really need that. Chie, meanwhile, could absolutely use that. Now, unfortunately, none of the different armors will give us any additional defense bonuses. It is purely going to be those that give defense bonuses, in terms of, like, resistances and whatnot.
Nice. There's an enemy weak to wit.
However... These guys are weak to light, so let's go ahead, switch over to Lakshmi. So, it's not going to be super great unless you know that you have a certain weakness that you need to cover, which, for your character...
Let me do it!
Sure.
Okay.
For your character, might not really be necessary. But for your party members, it is very much appreciated.
Come on!
Chie and Yukiko absolutely could use it, and Naoto getting something...
Alright, let's get him!
Naoto could be a helpful boon. Ah, see, there you go. SP recovery.
I couldn't defeat it! Last one!
Naoto can be at least a bit helpful. And then, of course, you have instances like this where you can just kind of...
Entirely according to plan.
Just go all ham on it. Can't do anything. You can get a lot of SP recovery. So, I mean, just using a tactic like that could help in getting some SP recovery. Oh, jeez. How the heck did he see us? Can you maybe stop chasing us? Thank you. So yeah, if you can manage a strategy like that, you can manage to squeeze out some more passive SP recovery. Ooh, hey, Revival Bead! One of the few old items that are also in this dungeon. Which we're definitely going to need, because not really too much besides Samurai Rakarm or regular Rakarm type spells to help in that department. But we get a Sorrow Stone. Which, I mean, that is something that we already have. Let's go ahead and replace that for Yukiko. I think we can... Yeah, we can upgrade Chie's as well. And just, again, that's pretty much the only thing that we're going to be able to get when it comes to accessories is just this passive SP recovery. And the further along that we go, the better the recovery that we can get. So it's always best to just kind of push on through. I mean, sure. I was really hoping I'd get just a third priestess. It's just priestess, priestess, priestess. It's just nothing but priestess cards. Ah, well, it's fine. That Painstone probably could have been better. And I mean, technically speaking, if you wanted to, you can also switch out to your other party members if you wanted to try to get them, well, to manage your SP economy. I'd only really recommend that if you are constantly going in and out of the dungeon, and if you've equally leveled up everyone. I personally don't do that. I don't see much of a need to do that in this game, so we're not gonna bother. Really? Just immediately, like, no. No chance for continuing your sweet bonus. Man. I do get another grief stone, which I really don't need, because what I need is sorrow, not grief. Oh well, whatever. Still worth it to just keep on exploring. Again, getting a lot more of these different types of items is going to be helpful for the bosses. Which I think, speaking of which, that's probably where I'm going to try to aim for before ending the episode, is at least hitting the mid-boss. So as long as we can hit that, I think we will be fine. A lightning joy. Okay, so obviously we know what that does. With Naoto. Okay, so really, Naoto can go with any of them except the fire. When it comes to lightning, do any of my main personas have a weakness to lightning? Trumpeter repels it. Sibylle is weak to it. And Sibylle does have a lot of good things, including Spellmaster. So, honestly, against boss fights, she would probably be the best thing. There's also Norn. Norn also has a lot of good things. Honestly, I think I'm fine just having that. Wasn't really expecting that I would really need any of these things. But some of my best personas happen to be weak to electricity. And I don't think there's any other skill type that really has that same sort of glaring weakness. Created from her recent memories. Yeah, again, Junes sign. Pretty sure those banners are from Sozai Daigaku. I mean, they might also just be from various Junes things. Does not look to be anything except just ways to move on. Yep, here's another floor that there's no visible shadows, and they are only from opening up these doors. So that appears to be our mid-boss. What about this one? Either or. Well, I think what I'll do... We have been getting quite a bit of these things, so... We also have the Sento fruits, which I didn't realize were new, which are... It's a single target Soma, so just like our melons. Nothing really much else. So we'll go ahead... I'll go ahead and use 2 of the petals. And it's just a regular fight. But there is a new enemy. Dang, I was really expecting that to just be a boss fight. Anyway, we have the Superstitious Okina.
Ice is its weakness.
Weak to ice and wind. Unfortunately, I do not really have a whole lot for Chie to really do.
3 enemies left. You can win this.
But I can go ahead and hit you with a Bufudine.
Enemy down.
And then knock you down, and there we go, make you dizzy. And then Burning Petals. Really hoping that there was a boss fight right there. That's why I kind of prepped.
Fantastic, Yukiko-senpai!
Okay, can you maybe...
It got back up. Defeat
These Hadleries are quite the nuisance. Okay, good, I knocked him down.
We have to be gone!
Okay, well, that's helpful. Again, I am not exactly the most knowledgeable about this dungeon. Only played it once on my practice run, which at this point was well over a year ago. So, it's been a bit. Oh, jeez, there are so many different paths. Looks like there are some items over this way. Okay, good. Looks like that just kind of loops back around. That looks like it just goes to the one item. And new enemies!
Whoa, we got one weak to
The
electricity.
Gauntlet Hands.
This one's very
Only weak to
weak
electricity. Cool. Well, that's neat.
Yikes, it's time. 4 of them. You need to
Okay,
thin 'em out.
All yours!
go ahead and hit you with the Zeodyne.
You hit the enemy.
Let me...
Sure.
You're wide open!
Enemy down. Great work, Senpai.
Okay, thankfully that doesn't do a whole lot. Yukiko can't really do... Well, actually, she can hit...
It's
She
over!
hit you with a Mudu. Not that that's gonna be super helpful, because you just attacked.
You're on a roll!
But at least it takes it out.
Wants to kill.
So persistent.
Makes you dizzy. And then the only thing I need to worry about is hitting you... I guess I can go with Trumpeter.
3 of them. Don't
Then I
give
need
up
to switch
now.
back to Lakshmi. Lakshmi helps a lot just because of...
Enemy down.
I also have Invigorate on
Is
her.
everyone ready?
So that does help with the maintaining some level of SP. Oh wow, you're alive?
You
Oh, no.
Senpai, are you okay? Can you stand?
Okay, well, that was
Shouldn't
cheap.
someone heal Yukiko-senpai?
Okay, well, glad I didn't need to use that revival bead. Let's maybe just use Diarahan. And what have we got in this chest? We've got another lightning joy. Okay, well, at the very least, I can give it to Naoto. I don't see a reason why not to give it to her. I need an ice one. I need an ice one so I can give it to Yukiko. And then at that point, we should be good in terms of covering for our weaknesses. Did I always keep forgetting which one that I'm currently on. I got a Grief Stone and I wasn't sure. It's like, wait, was I on Grief? Nah, I wasn't on Grief. Okay, but we do have a chest. Hopefully we can reach this. This is quite the long way of being able to do anything here. This is also just a massive map with a lot of different doors. And some of these doors also do loop in on themselves. So there are just some optional fights that we can go to if we really wanted to. Like, again, we can go through that if we really need to. And while I did say, like, oh, you should try to fight as many things as possible, there's also just a matter of I've got things to do. So I'd like to just try to get through things in a reasonable manner. And for our efforts, we get us a Grief Stone. Which... I always keep forgetting which one! I always think that we're on Grief. We are not on Grief. We are on Sorrow. Oh boy. Okay. So we've got a few different places that we can go over that way. We've got an item we can get there. Which thankfully we don't have a battle for. Ah, well. Wasn't gonna be that easy. Oh god.
Careful, it's immune to physical attacks.
The Cursed Woman's Pot.
You can win this.
Drains
Blast it with
physical, but is weak to all forms of magic. Not really a whole lot I can do with Chie.
wind. 3 of them. Don't give up now, okay?
Persona!
So let's go ahead and maybe trying to...
You hit
Oh,
the
well,
enemies.
thankfully they
Now
don't
to
really
fun.
have that
Let's
much
go.
HP.
Enemy down.
Hang in there now,
So
too.
that helps out a lot.
Enemy down.
Understood.
Is everyone ready?
Okay, well, that could have been a lot worse.
Go! Beat 'em up!
Thankfully, they have the endurance of a wet paper napkin. Okay. Not really the whole lot that's really good for us. I'll just take the luck up. Oh, but we do get some new items. Dotakus. And a Sento pedal. Okay. Well, that does help out for what I used before. But these are the Magatamas. So, not bad. Not bad if I need to really just dish out the damage. A few different ways to go about this. And again, I want to try to do this in a reasonable amount of time. We are pretty much out of time, but I would like to hit the boss. Oh, wow.
I won't fall behind.
I somehow got a level up. Not gonna complain about that. Okay, hopefully we're nearing the end of this. Oh boy. Okay, so that'll probably lead to a chest. That should lead us probably closer to where the actual end gate is, though that one also could easily lead to that. We bypassed that one. Okay, so yeah, it looks like left would lead to a chest, right leads to a chest, middle I think leads to the exit. At least I would hope. Possible, not entirely sure. And thankfully that one also didn't have anything. Wow, 3 in a row! I'm honestly surprised. A wind Joey. Okay. I mean, it's better than nothing. Yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing. Still waiting for the ice one, though. That's the one that I'm definitely going to need. Okay, so that just looped back around on itself. This also loops back around here. Alright, so hopefully this brings us... Okay, oh wait, I think this does bring us to the stairs at least. Oh! Oh no!
Into darkness.
Why would it do that? Why would it not tell me that was the boss? Oh god, I hate that. I hate that so much that it didn't actually warn me. So yes, this is our mid-boss, the Gorgeous King.
Careful, guys. Don't pass on it.
The Gorgeous King, as we can clearly see, weak to physical, resists all of the irregular elemental magic, and nulls light and dark, and knows the skills Summon, Tetrakarn, Makarakarn, Evil Touch, Poison Mist, Balzac, Maka Jam, Enervation, Soul Spring, Spirit Drain, Mind Charge, and Megadoilon.
3 of them.
This
Don't give up
thing,
now, okay?
oh boy, is it a problem. Oh boy, is it a major problem because I wanted to have my SP recovered before taking it on. And the game went, nah, I'm gonna just throw you into the deep end.
Right on, Chie-senpai. You're doing good.
Okay, let's just go ahead and knock you two down.
Enemy down.
Shall I take over?
I'm gonna go with no.
Maybe not then.
Because it has Reflect Up and I need to get rid of that. But then,
Enemy down.
jeez.
Understood.
It's showtime. Are you ready?
Even as a weakness, it is not really going to be effective with the physical attacks. It's gonna be the Almighty that's gonna be
Beat it to a pulp.
is gonna be what's gonna be causing any sort of damage, or
All right.
the set amount of damage items that we picked up. We don't have a lot of those, so I'm much rather off just
What
doing
more of
this.
them, Chie?
Okay, it's just gonna keep on doing this little loop. Okay, so I can still hit you with a Bufua.
Enemy down.
Don't really have anything for you, so I'm just gonna get rid of the Makarakarn. Go for an Angidyne on you.
Good, Naoto-kun. Good. Keep it up.
And then we can get you
You
down.
hit the enemy's weakness.
Precisely. Here goes.
Main thing is that because it has dodge physical, that is going to be a little bit of an issue.
One enemy to go. Keep it up.
Oh boy, like, that is really the only way that I'm going to be able to do
What more
any
of
sort of
them?
damage on it. Oh, cool, great. That's
Naoto-kun
exactly what I
can't
wanted to
use her
see.
persona now.
Well, the good news is,
Right on,
Nice
Chie-senpai.
the good news is that it didn't put up a Makar or a Tetrakarn. Oh, but it's still
3
dodged.
enemies left. You can win this. You hit the enemy's weakness. Please.
Okay, so that should at least get us the all-out attack.
Enemy down.
Which is fine because I need to heal up Chie.
Naoto-kun can't use her persona now.
That's gonna be much, but it heals Chi up to full and it gets rid of Naoto's silence. Which I'm gonna really want her to have her persona available.
One enemy to go. Keep it up.
Come on!
What more of them? Gee.
Okay, and is gonna silence Naoto again.
Naoto-kun can't use her persona now.
Okay, well, at the very least, this isn't really going all that badly, all things considered. It's annoying. Oh, wow, that was just a 1 on everything. But hey, at least Naoto is able to just
Go to town, Naoto-kun.
do that. I don't really have a whole lot else that I can realistically do. Let's do that chip damage.
Naoto-kun.
Persona.
Yeah, a whole 2 damage is gonna make the difference.
You hit the enemy's weak. Let's fight.
Not really like she could do a whole lot else.
Yikes, it's tough. Cheers.
Hey, Twin Dragons. Get that off so we can get a little bit more damage on this thing.
Did that do it?
Okay, not great, but you know what? I'll take as much as I can get. Because goodness knows that's the only way I'm going to be able to get any sort of damage off. I mean, I guess I could always just switch to Trumpeter at some point to use a mind-charged Megadoilon. And in fact, that might need to be my play going forward. Oh, God. Okay. So Chie's poisoned. We got the Superstitious Okina and a new enemy, the Praying Papillion.
Ice won't work on this enemy.
Fire and Ice, it nulls, that's cool. electric and wind. Oh god, and it has dodge skills on both of those. And it has Medea, which is just great. Okay, Bufala on you.
Enemy down.
Let me do this. Concentrate.
Okay, well, I'll take it.
You're wide open.
Enemy down.
Whole 1 damage! Well, at the very least, it was a
This one's
guaranteed
great.
hit.
3 enemies left. You can win
Persona!
this.
So, I'll take that.
You hit the enemy's weak.
Precisely.
Okay, we can go ahead, get rid of the backup. Oh, backup didn't go down.
Senpai's poisoned. Ice won't.
Okay,
Just
how
kill it.
about...
Come on, this fight's not over.
Good. I was gonna say, it's like, it doesn't have that much health
Senpai's
left.
Poisoned.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and switch on over to Trumpeter. I am going to... Actually... No, I don't think Debilitate's really gonna help me a whole lot on this. Oh, Mind Charge?
Persona.
Just so that way I can be ready for the Megadoilon. I might... Actually, using Debilitate wouldn't be a bad thing, just to lower its defense.
What? More of them? Gee.
I mean, it's just gonna keep putting silence on Naoto. Like, I'm kind of okay with that. I mean, I'm really not, because that's just one less... Oh, God. That's just one less thing that she can really help with.
Out of town, Naoto.
job. Someone
Alright, just
finish
get a little
this
bit of damage on
Naoto
you.
can't use her persona now.
How well do these
You can
guys...
win this.
I mean, Darkness
3 enemies
might
left.
work.
You can win this.
Persona.
Two left.
Okay, Darkness worked.
Chie Senpai's poisoned.
I'd rather not have to deal with that guy's shenanigans, so I'm just gonna pop off the Megadoilon. Ooh! Yeah, that is definitely the play. That is 100% the play. And it summoned a Call Machine. And it used Makara card!
Naoto-kun can't
Oh
use
boy,
her persona
okay,
now.
well, I can get rid of that super easily. Cover a little bit of my health.
Just
Naoto's
two left.
good
Come
now.
on, this fight's
Let's go
not
ahead,
over.
Let's
hit
go.
you with an Augidine.
Enemy down. Great town,
moves.
Naoto.
Keep
Then shoot you in the face.
Enemy down.
Okay, understood.
See how much is really left. It's close. Actually, I can probably hit him with a Burning Petals. That deals more damage, and he only resists fire.
Enemy down.
Okay, that seemed to work pretty well. Perfect! Honestly, I think if this doesn't kill, a regular Megadoilon should. Yeah, didn't take him out. Alright, Megadoilon it is. Perfect.
All right, we won.
Wow, so even just a regular Megadoilon would have dealt more than just an all-out attack. Maybe I should have done that. Well, kind of hard to do that with Naoto when she kept getting silenced. Okay, but that is the boss taken care of. Thank God. Okay, we've reached the stairs. I'm gonna at least grab this item. Thankfully, it didn't require a battle. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I jinx myself? That was like the worst thing that could have happened because I picked the wrong. I picked the wrong card. As in, in the brief moment, I completely switched up what I thought the effect that Empress did. And confused it with Star. now we have Memories of Love. And with that, we're back to a regular floor. However, I am going to go ahead and get the heck out of here. So yes, so we have that, we have all of our stuff. However, any sort of items that we picked up in the Hollow Forest, we do not keep them. As I mentioned before, they are basically treated as a separate inventory. So if we need to just kind of leave so we can restock on SP recovery stuff, we can do that here. And of course, we always have the Fox's services. And the fox is in a good mood today. Hey, free Snuffle! So, we do have that option. The main problem with the fox, obviously, is the fact that we don't have any money gained. So, if we do need to grind out for the fox's services, that's where heading back to Junes's TV and grinding in various dungeons can help in that endeavor. But honestly, with all the different SP up items that we have, I think we're good to just use items and just go from there. But we're calling it a day here. So, next time on Let's Play Persona 4 Golden. We have defeated the mid-boss, but we still have a long way to go in the Hollow Forest. I think a more accurate thing to say would be to say that we defeated a mid-boss. Because there's two of them. And we only beat the first one. So we'll go ahead, we will just kind of recover our SP. I think I may take a look in the Velvet Room to see if there's any additional personas that I can make. Or anything that might be interesting to help out. I don't think there really is at this point, especially with how many that I have left to get. But it couldn't hurt to really check in on that just to be sure. So until next time, everyone, take care.